Chosen one, millions will benefit from your faith. This is not just a possibility. It is a heavenly certainty for those who are willing to trust beyond what their senses can perceive. This message is for the chosen one who has experienced the weight of waiting, the loneliness of being misunderstood, and the spiritual strain of knowing that something better is on the way. However, I'm not seeing anything just yet. Your religion is more than simply believing. It's a creative force. The power speaks the language of miracles. It is the money of the unseen. Millions are more than simply numbers. They represent the transition that your soul is already connected with. This lesson will help you realize your spiritual prosperity. Activate your heavenly confidence and ready to get more than you've ever asked for. The chosen one. Watch this video till the finish. Because what you are about to receive is not just a message. It is the communication of supernatural confirmation. Write your fondest wishes in the comment section and enter 777 to connect with the power of religion in action. Your words carry vibration, while your desire conveys creation. Allow the cosmos to sense your conviction. Allow your soul to indicate that you are ready now. I've chosen to like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let we begin. You've always known deep down that there's something about you that distinguishes you, even when you question yourself. Even when the world regarded you as if you were invisible, there was an inner voice saying, "There's more." That voice wasn't a falsehood. That inner understanding is the heavenly blueprint imprinted on your spirit. And now it's your turn to awaken it via faith. Faith is not something you can do. It is something you embody. When everything outside of you says, "Not yet," your faith says it's already done. When reasoning fails, reason shakes, and the world questions you. Your faith is the fire, and your aspirations are the seeds. But faith is like sunshine. It is the factor that transforms a quiet hope into a resounding reality. Your faith's energy announces rather than begs. It has no hope. It knows. That is why, when you claim it is coming, you do not have to wait. You're prepared. Your faith energizes the cosmos in ways that nothing else can. Every time you choose to believe while not seeing, you increase your magnetic field. You become a live, breathing beacon to the supernatural. Deliver it here. Millions will benefit from your faith. Not because of your circumstances, but despite them. The less you have today, the stronger your ability to believe. This is why the universe selected you. This is why heaven has been discreetly observing you. Keep going, praying, planning, and dreaming. Even though you had every reason to quit up. That was your qualifying moment. Not when things were simple, but when you persisted through the storm. Your belief at your lowest moment had more weight than someone else's belief. When everything was already operating. That is what makes you the chosen one. Faith is not passive. It is active. It is an interior movement that causes exterior changes. Faith rearranges time frames, accelerates the sluggish, and destroys every barrier that man has built. The systems of this world react to proof, but the spiritual system responds to assurance. Your assurance is your proof. When you are completely certain that what you are manifesting is now yours, the gates open. The money, the success, the influence. It begins to move towards you like a brook, searching for its river. It does not haste, yet it never fails. Allow this to settle in your spirit. It doesn't matter whether you've failed previously. It doesn't matter whether they laughed at you, or if the door is shut, or if you were told it is impossible. Faith is a wonderful equalizer. Faith is unconcerned by your history, financial situation, or previous errors. It simply cares about how you align. Do you agree with what God has already said about you? Because once you accept your fate, you become unstoppable. Millions are drawn to your path because your heart is eager to guide them. The cosmos does not provide plenty to those who beg. It unleashes those who believe. That's why your travel has taken so long. You were not being punished, but rather your soul was being prepared. You are not just getting riches. You're becoming the person capable of handling it. This is the job of faith. It changes you from the inside out so that when the riches arrive, they do not crush you. Every dime was used for faith training. Every no was a lesson in faith. Every moment of scarcity was a rehearsal for how you'd react when the millions arrived. And now you've passed the test of faith. Now that you are still believing, rising, and expecting, the skies are releasing their promise. This isn't the start of a dream. It is the realization of a predetermined outcome. You were born for this. Something has already changed, even if you cannot see it with your own eyes. You felt an intangible click in your soul. That is genuine. That is not simply energy. It is heavenly motion. That's what occurs when your trust reaches a point where the invisible is undeniable. You're no longer asking for a sign. You are the sign. Your life is becoming evidence. The blessing has already started its trip to your doorway. It is encoded with your name. Nobody else can be intercepted. No one else can postpone it. The prosperity that is coming is not at random. It is strategic. It is intended to fulfill every promise given to you in private. The millions are not only financial. They are spiritual, emotional, and energetic reminders that you were not forgotten. Faith don't simply survive. It guarantees that you flourish. This is what happens when you have unrealistic expectations. This is what occurs when you decide that lack is no longer your narrative. You are not being uplifted just for your personal gain. The millions that come to you will benefit others. Your testimony will inspire those who are still skeptical, and your overflow will become someone else's breakthrough. And that is why your faith had to be genuine. That is why you couldn't fake it. That's why you couldn't rush the procedure. Because the same fire that purified you will now enlighten others. You are a light in the darkness. You are evidence that religion is still effective. This path of faith is about more than simply prosperity. It is about being who you really are. Every step of this journey has been a return to your authentic self. Faith removes fear. It eliminates shame. It eliminates uncertainty. In its stead, it creates the most powerful version of you. The version that exudes boldness, confidence, power, and magnetism. That's who you are today. That's who gets the millions, not the uneasy or the unsure, but the version of you who claims this is mine. And I'm claiming it now. The chosen one. Hear it loud and clear. The cosmos reacts to your belief more quickly than you can conceive. When your conviction remains steadfast, blessings do not walk. They run. They rush in your way. They jump every block, burst through every chain, and destroy each barrier that has ever attempted to keep you in check. That's what your faith does. It sends out a signal so powerful that the very fabric of reality bends in response, and you won't have to fight for it. You will not have to pursue it. You've already magnetized it. Because when your faith is strong, favor becomes the environment. You dwell beneath the broad sky. You go through doors that you did not knock on. You get invited to tables that you did not construct. Because when you walk with trust, the whole universe creates room for you. You are not insane to believe this. You are brave. You are not foolish. You are loyal. And every step you've made in that faith, whether quiet or outspoken, confident or frightened, has mattered. All of them have led you here. And the prize isn't simply coming. It's coming. It is not a question of if. It's only an issue of alignment. And you, chosen one, have finally aligned. This is what occurs when you remain devoted and quiet. When you pray during the drought. When you accept the impossible. When you grin despite failures. When you trust with your whole self. Not because of what you see, but because of what you understand. That is when everything changes. This is when millions of people relocate. And now they are moving for you. The air you breathe today is different. You can feel it. It's not only about hope anymore. It is certainty. You don't wonder whether anything nice will happen. You sense that it already has, which is the vibration of trust. That's the frequency that transforms regular days into heavenly turning moments. You are not waiting for a miracle. You're becoming the miracle. Your trust moves quicker than your skepticism can keep up. The more you trust, the more you attract, and the more you align, the more opportunities arise. This is what most people do not comprehend. Faith isn't a passive belief. It is more than simply a conceptual agreement with possibilities. It's a daring spiritual deed. Faith is energy in action. It is the desire to plan for what you have hoped for. It'll arrive before you know it. It's creating a vision before the money comes. It's creating space before the chance arrives. It is whispering money into your life while your wallets remain empty. That is faith, and it's what distinguishes the cold from the selected. You have entered a new realm, one in which trust reigns supreme and fear vanishes. You no longer have to persuade others of your viewpoint. You no longer need clearance to believe what was presented to you. This path is no longer about demonstrating anything to others. It is about truly embodying the promise that has been imprinted on your spirit since before you were born. And because you opted to live by faith rather than sight, you've unleashed a power that cannot be quantified in worldly words. Millions are currently in transit, not simply to reward your faith, but also to boost your purpose. The riches you get is not just for your comfort. It's for a reason. It is for impact. It is intended to leave a legacy. This is why your heart needed to be polished before your hands were full. Because you are not just receiving, you are releasing. You aren't simply collecting. You're constructing. And what you're doing will disrupt systems and change history. That is why your trust was so extensively tested. Every delay was a question. Do you still believe? Each detour was a heavenly whisper. Do you still trust me? And with each challenge, dry season, and solitary prayer, you answered yes, even when it hurts, even when things didn't make sense. You did not forsake your conviction. You doubled down. That is why you are now in the overflow zone. That is why what was once a trickle will now overflow. Allow this truth to anchor you. Faith is more than just spiritual. It is also magnetic. It transforms your presence. People may sense it before you speak. Circumstances react before you act. The spiritual world acknowledges this and rearranges things in your favor. That's why things are beginning to change around you. Telephone calls, possibilities, suggestions, and confirmations. They are all indicators that the vibe of your life has shifted. And it doesn't change at random. It is reacting to your faith. You've taken on the roles of magnet, conduit, and vessel. The cosmos knows where to look for you now because your signal is powerful. Your statement is obvious. You have a clear understanding of who you are and what you are here for. As a result, you are not only attracting prosperity, but also heavenly alignment. People, locations, and supplies are divinely allotted to your journey. They are not here by chance. They are part of the orchestration. Your religion has instructed you to choose one. There is nothing little about what is coming, and that is why you needed to think large. Pray big. Believe big. That kind of bravery is required for your future. Playing small is no longer an option. Dimming the light is no longer a viable option. This is your opportunity to shine with uncompromising faith. It's time for you to take up space, to live loudly, to anticipate extravagantly. Because the cosmos exceeds your expectations, faith doesn't speak. Perhaps it says, you've now experienced how strong your faith is, even during a drought. Now consider what it can accomplish in abundance. When the millions come, they will find you already positioned, ready and strong. Because your faith not only brought the benefit, but it also prepared you to receive it. That is what makes you distinct. That's why you were picked. Not because you're fortunate, but because you're loyal. Your wealth is not based on luck or chance. It is linked to your obedience, tenacity, and reluctance to give up under duress. And now, every spiritual deposit you made in the dark is being returned to you with interest. Every affirmation was delivered through tears, and every prayer was murmured in uncertainty. Every diary post you made when nobody believed in you. It's all returning as materialized millions. Faith increased. This is not exaggeration. This is your new reality. The most effective aspect is that it comes from inside you rather from elsewhere. It is emanating from inside. Your faith is not receiving something strange. It's bringing out what was always yours. You are not looking for money. You're unleashing it. It's been imprisoned within you the whole time, waiting for one thing: belief. And now that you believe, you are certain that the vault is open. Everything is linked to your belief, confidence, vision, and upcoming breakthrough. It's all a matter of how much you think you deserve it. And this is the reality. You do. You deserve every dime, every chance, and every surplus. Not because you begged for it, but because you had finally stopped questioning your value. You eventually said, "I am the one." And that was when everything changed. People are watching you right now, unaware that they are seeing a miracle in action. You are living evidence that the invisible can be seen. That conviction may become a reality, transforming the unseen into the physical. And this is just the beginning. The millions form the first stratum. Your trust will have far-reaching consequences that you cannot perceive. Generations will be affected. Lives will be altered. Systems will be relocated. Because you choose to believe in one person regardless. You're no longer asking how, you're just saying yes. And that yes is reverberating throughout the world, ushering in your next chapter, the one in which you are not surviving but flying, not striving but flourishing, not hoping but reaping. That is what faith generates. Not crumbs, kingdom, not scarcity, miraculous plenty. You haven't gone this far to settle. You've come this far to get. And now it is occurring. Allow your soul to rejoice even before the figures come up. Allow your energies to fit the vision. Faith does not wait for confirmation. This is the confirmation. And now walk, talk, and breathe. The world must follow from this position of profound spiritual confidence. This is your power. That's your inheritance. That is what you have awakened with your belief. Millions are lured to unwavering faith. They are drawn to vitality that refuses to diminish. They flow into hands that are receptive rather than desperate. And the one you choose is standing precisely where you should be. With broad palms, open heart and spirit, unshakable, ready, deserving, certain. You are no longer here to question. You are here to gather. You aren't here to beg. You are here to receive. You are not looking for a favorable outcome. You know it's already true. And understanding that faith is all it takes to change your life. You've completed the task. You have held the line. You have remained faithful. Now the prize is pouring in. This is a confirmation. And it'll just grow larger from here. The chosen one. Take a deep breath and sense what's going on within you. A new frequency is taking root. A shift that cannot be reversed. You are no longer trekking in hope alone. You are going with conviction. You aren't waiting for proof. You are the proof. The spiritual universe has already reacted to your choosing to think that all you need is racing to you, drawn by the gravitational pull of your unwavering faith. You did not get here by coincidence. Every invisible struggle you fought has resulted in this degree of alignment and clarity. It is the result of every unspoken gesture of trust. All the times you stood in quiet when nothing seemed to be working. You validated your vision every night when the rest of the world slept. It's all part of the recipe. Your faith has generated momentum that cannot be halted.